Hi there, welcome to Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, we're going to be doing everyone's favorite video, the completed pages and whips. These are all the pages that I did throughout the month of February. And I am very excited with what I got done this month. I did have a couple of down days, but was still able to get quite a bit done throughout the month. So we're going to go through my creative companion really quick together first. So this is what I ended up doing with my creative companion, just some fun doodles. Here's all the pages that I ended up working on. I've got like lists of over here where I talk about, or I listed books I wanted to work in, buddy colors, whips that I wanted to focus on, and then my color along for the month. Here's a list of hashtags. Here is my coloring tracker, which I need to color in these last two hearts because I will be coloring today. This is I'm filming this on the 29th and I did color yesterday. So, but you can see there's like a whole week in here that I didn't do anything. But I think it's fun to track it like that. So last month I had that little tracker, and then next month I've already drawn in what I want to use for that one, and so it's going to look like that. So yeah, I'm excited. And then I didn't end up working on these little birds, but I really like them, so that's still a possibility. I think they're super cute. But anyway, so I'm going to set this up so that I can see what I've worked on and what supplies I used, and we'll get started. Okay, first up, I have a couple of whips that I did. So I did one in Steampunk Special that I started, and I did not end up finishing, but I started this one. I loved all of these cool steampunk images I found on Pinterest, so I'm going to use this for reference in a lot of this book, I think. But yeah, so there's where I'm at so far. That's just with a little bit of alcohol marker base, but I like the colors so far. I think that's going to be a cool one. So yeah, so that's one whip. And then the other whip I have, you guys saw me working on this one a little bit. It is so close to being done, and it will definitely be done in the next couple of days, but it is this one. So I did work, I think, on some of the leaves and stuff with you guys on the channel. So really all I have left to do are these flowers here, and then a little bit of stickles and some, I used what was it? Just like a gel pen, a metallic gel pen in the bronze color, and it's not very shiny. So I think I'm going to add some watercolor to that to make it really pop, really like nice and shiny, because I want that bronze to just be, I don't know, shiny. But I really like the way this is turning out. I do need to do a little bit with these little dots. I'll probably add some bronze dots of color throughout here too, but I think that's going to be so pretty when it's done. And then I couldn't figure out what kind of birds those were. It took me forever, and then I realized they were swallows, so I went and got some images of swallows, and that's kind of where I got my color ideas for that. So yeah, this is so close to being done. I just have to finish this little bit and then do like a little bit of fun sparkly bits in the background, and then this one will be done. But I think it's really pretty. I really like how her skin turned out. I think she turned out really pretty. So yeah, so that is where I'm at on the whips, and then now we will get into the completed pages. So first up, we're going to start with Enchanted Faces. This is a book that I am working to finish with a group of lovely ladies. You can search Enchanted Faces group on Instagram and see everybody's wonderful works. This month I picked the pages, and we had 3 different pages that people could pick from, because a lot of us are at different stages in completion of the book, so we usually pick a couple of pages just in case, somebody's not done with hasn't done one of them or has already finished one of them. Anyway, I picked 3. I hadn't done any of them, and so I did all 3 because that's evidently what I do now. So this was the first one, and I just wanted all pink, and I think she turned out really pretty. So pink skin, pink eyes, pink hair, pink clouds, pink sky, everything's pink. And since it was, Valentine's Day in February, there's a lot of pink in my pages this month, but Really like the way that one turned out. The other one that is a lot of pink is this one, but then I added some blue in there too, since the water's in the background and she's a mermaid. But it's a different pink. So this is like more purpley pink, this is more reddish pink. But I like both of them. And then the last one is a completely different color palette, and it was this one. And I really like how she turned out too. Again, I did use like the bronze metallic gel pen, which it's just not shiny, and it's frustrating. I want one that's like super shiny, like my gold Sparkle Pop pen. I would love a bronze glitter pen like that, but I haven't found any. So if you guys know of any, let me know. But yeah, I really am loving this peach fuzz color, and like all the color palettes you can find with that color on Pinterest now. So that's really what started this color palette, but I really like the way that this one turned out. So yeah, I think that one's my favorite of the month. But yeah, so there's my pages in Enchanted Faces. This next one was a buddy color with the wonderful Amanda from who's on Instagram as Downy Amanda. We decided to do a buddy color. She's just such a sweet person, and anytime she wants to do buddy colors with me, I am ready for that. So again, here's another one where I've got a little bit of that peach in there with that color palette, and that was really the inspiration behind the whole page, and I just got rid of that, and now I don't know what I did with it. Where did it go? There it is. So we did this page, and I will pop Amanda's up on screen here too. I really loved the yellows that she used on hers. I thought that was such a good it just looks cool. I really like the way she did her page. And yeah, just love coloring with her. So thanks so much for being my buddy again, Amanda. Okay, so on my page, here's kind of a little bit of a close-up on that one. I got quite a bit of sparkle and shine on it too. I just had fun with this one. I had been putting this off for so long because I had seen so many people color this page just beautifully, and I was a little intimidated, but I really liked the way that this one turned out. I knew I wanted the bronze lantern, and then I wasn't sure how to do the rest of it, but I found a couple of inspiration images online, and then of course that color palette, and just kind of went from there. So yeah, I really like the way that one turned out. I thought it was really cute. Then I also did another page in this book, which this one was like the first page I did this month. And again, I used this little birdie as an inspiration for the little dragon, and then the color palette was like, you know, the inspiration for the rest of the page. But I also have quite a bit of sparkle and shine on this too. I used some stickles on these little swirly fun bits, and then I used glitter gel pen on some of the roofs here, and then a little bit of stickles on the horn. And then I did add like this window bit around the outside because it was just the oval at first, and it was throwing me off because it was so off center, but it's because the wings extended so far, so there needed to be room for the wings. And so I kind of made it look like he was flying into this window, I guess. And then added a bunch of little fun embellishments all the way around the outside of the window. But yeah, I had fun, a lot of fun coloring in this book this month. Lovely Lumeo. She just always makes me happy. I wanted to do another one too, but I just did not get to it. I think was it up here? Yeah, I started this one, but I didn't get to it. But two in a book that I'm wanting to complete, so that's another 2 that I can mark off of my list, so that's good. That's good. Okay, next is another buddy color. This one is with my lovely friend Emma. We did a page. We haven't colored together in forever. We did a page out of Europa from Rita Berman, and we did this page, and I'll put Emma's up on screen here too. I loved Emma's limited color palette. I thought that was such a good idea because there's so many different elements and it's really hard to make everything kind of flow and match. And when you limit your colors, you can just kind of, you know, do whatever. Like Emma ended up with blue fire, which I just thought that was really cool. And then she used that blue throughout the page to like add the highlights into different things, and instead of like a yellow highlight, she's got the blue highlights everywhere. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, love coloring with Emma. And this is Emma Colors 2020 here on Instagram, here on YouTube and Instagram. And if you don't know who she is, definitely go check her out. She's amazing. Okay, so on my page, here is, I'll hold this up a little closer so you can see. I used ink tints in the background and then went over top a little bit with some colored pencils. Used a little bit of ink tints throughout the page and then Prismacolors to do the shading. I've got a little bit of Sparkle Pop silver pen around like the outside edge and then on a couple bits around the inside. Just had fun with this one too. I don't know. I just thought it was just interesting and a cool page. I gave her a whole list of options of pages to pick, and she picked this one, and I was like, okay. So, yeah, happy to have another one done in this book. Such a good book. Such a good book. But yeah, so there is my page from Europa this month. So thanks, Emma, for coloring with me. And then I have another buddy color, another couple buddy colors, actually. So this first one is with Jordy from Jordy Colors. And I will put Jordy's image up on screen here too. I love that we have several similar colors, but hers is so vibrant, and the contrasting colors that she has chosen, I just thought it was such a beautiful page. And she said it was the first time she's used just watercolors on a page, and I thought that it just turned out so pretty, and I really loved it. And this is a great book to use water mediums in, so yeah, really loved how that turned out, and I'm excited because we have another buddy color this month. So yeah, thanks for coloring with me, Jordy. Love your page. And then I did my page based off of this image that I found on Pinterest. I really liked the softer colors. I really liked the way the hummingbirds looked, so I tried my best to recreate those looks. I thought about doing like the whole background similar to this, but then when I started coloring in all of the elements, I was like, So then I just did like a fun kind of watercolor thing in the background. And this is all ink tints and then a little bit of Posca over top for like the white out part, and a little bit of Prismacolor in a couple of spots for some shading, but not very much. This is mostly ink tints on this page. But yeah, I love this book. This is it was my first one completed in Enchanted Earth, and very happy to have this done. And then I actually had another buddy color in here with the wonderful Poet, and I'm gonna have to put Poet's, she's got two different names, one for Instagram, one for YouTube, I think, but I'll put her screen name up on screen here. And she's not done with her page yet, but I thought I'd go ahead and share my page with you guys. This is what the page that we decided to do. This was my inspiration. I decided to find, I just was looking and I was like, well, I don't know. I just thought it was a cool sky. So I tried my best to recreate it. I don't know how well I did, but it's okay. And then I did like a bunch of sparkly stuff on the water and this little bright sun thing in the middle. I feel like the birds probably could have stood out a little bit differently from the background if I had done these like bushes differently, but I still think it's a really cool page. I like the dramatic colors. Yeah, and the sky's still neat. Very different than anything that I have done this month otherwise, but yeah, I probably wouldn't have picked this page, so thanks to Poet for picking this page, and I can't wait to see her page. She always does really cool work in these books, so yeah, check out her completed pages video if she does one, and give her some love on Instagram and YouTube here. So yeah, those were the pages that I did in Enchanted Earth. Next is my monthly buddy color with the wonderful Megan from Disney Meg's Coloring. We have been working in 50 Farmers Miniatures for quite a while now, and this month we did just the cutest little page. We did this page, so I'll put Megan's up on screen here too. I love her rooster. She said she based the colors off of Hey Hey from Moana, and I can definitely see it. I think it's so cute and vibrant and fun, and yeah, really love coloring. I love coloring in this book period, but the fact that I have somebody to color with is really helpful. So thanks, Megan, for being my buddy again. I went online and I knew I wanted the rooster to be singing, like notes to pop up on the page somehow. I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to do that. But then I found this cute little just swoosh of music notes, and decided that I would just kind of replicate that a little bit on my page. And then had these rooster and chicken images I found on Google, just searching for that, and kind of based my colors off of that. But I really like the way this one turned out this month. And it's such a sweet page too for Valentine's Day. A nice different color palette for, you know, Valentine's Day too, but yeah, I thought this one was so cute. It just makes me smile just to look at it. So yeah, there is another one done in 50 Farmers Miniatures. So yeah, love this one. Okay, next, let's see. I worked in Lost Ocean this month, so this was this month's color along on the channel. I do have it all in one part, so it's just one video. It's about an hour long, and you can see how I do the whole page. So this is the page that I did, or that we did together. Hopefully some of you are out there colored this with me. I used a plethora of materials on this. So I did some ink tints, I used some chalk pastel to kind of smooth out the background, I used shuttle art pencils and water-based markers on the heart of the dolphins, and the heart and the fishes and stuff. And then I have a tiny little bit, you're probably not even going to be able to see it, tiny little bit of sparkly pen on a couple of the fish, and little bits and pieces. But yeah, it was really fun to do the background. I was a little bit worried when I did it at first, but I think it came out really cool. And yeah, just a fun page, a fun Johanna page. And I'm having a really fun time working in her books that I don't normally work in, because Lost Ocean is one of my least favorite of her books. It's one that I have colored in a couple of pages, but the majority of them have been either just like started and then abandoned, or just ones that I look at it and just like, that's just too much. But this one I just kind of went all in and had fun. So yeah, so that was the color along this month. Next month I am working in Worlds of Flowers. And I have that page picked out, so I'm excited for that color along too. So yeah, so that was from Lost Ocean by Johanna Basford. All right, let's see. So these ones were ones that I just did for fun. So you guys know that I have been working in Furballs by Diane. Love this book. I did one for a video, which is this one. So in my ink tints video that I released, I showed you how I do the background here. And then I just use ink tints on the rest of this, a tiny little bit of like either Prismacolor or Polychromos pencils there, but everything else is ink tints, and then some silver sparkly pen on the blanket and like the little stars and on the wreath. But yeah, I love the way that background turned out. I thought it was so fun. Yeah, and then, like I said, ink tints on the rest of it. Just a cute page. And then this other one was a color along that was sponsored by Lavella's Coloring, and I think Colorful Diary might have been the other one. They picked a page this month to color in this book, and it was this one. And yeah, I just had fun with this. I did this background, some of this background on a video as well. I think I was just playing around and kind of showing you guys how I would color in that, and then came back and finished it up. Used ink tints on the dogs and the snow, some markers on the flowers. Yeah, just had fun. I love both of these backgrounds a lot. They were super fun to do, and yeah, just had a good time. So yeah, so there are my 2 new pages in Furballs. So these ones were both whips, so they were works in progress that I had kind of abandoned for a while. So Nightfall is probably my least colored in book by Maria Trolle, next to the Moon Valley one, because I have like 1 completed page in there. But yeah, I hadn't really done a whole lot in this book, so I finished this one, which turned out really cute. There's a little bit of sparkle on the lilacs, and then I added a little bit of dots around the outside, and this was in an ink space. I used a little bit of Prismacolor to add some shading, and then Posca to add highlights and accents to the flowers and stuff. But yeah, really like the way that turned out. And then this one as well was also started. That's for this page over here. This one had already been started. I had ink tints base for all of the greenery, the flowers, and the little swanlings. I don't know what they're called. But then I went through and I did a background with, but I used the background Prismacolor. Did that background with Prismacolor, and added in a little bit of stickles on the dragonfly, and then Prismacolor shading on all the rest of the greenery. There wasn't too much that I had to do. I added a little bit of pink and darker green on the lily pads, a little bit of darker pink in the middle of the flower, a little bit of darker purple on some of the irises, but really it wasn't that much shading at all. And then I did add some pink and purple, and then a little tiny bit of blue on the swan and the babies. But yeah, I really like the way this one turned out. I thought it was really pretty. And then I kind of got onto a kick. I just wanted to finish, I wanted to just keep working in this book. So I have some inspiration images for this one over here. I did decide that every page in here is going to have a night background, since it's called Nightfall, which I already kind of have in the other pictures that I've done. So yeah, excited to play some more in this book. And the only thing that I don't love is that when you do use the ink tints, it does get very warpy, but it's still pretty, it's still a nice looking page in the end, you know? But yeah, really like the way that one turned out. Super pretty. So yeah, that was Nightfall by Maria Trolle. Then I also did a page in Words of Love to Color by Ellery Fowler. This one was one I worked on in a weekend whip video. And again, I think I was wanting to color some other pages in here once I finished this one, but I ended up just finishing this one. So I did use Prismacolors on all the elements, so on the flowers and the birds and the banner. I used chalk pastel in the background and a circle stencil to and an eraser to erase a few little circles, and then I added some more circles back in with some of the chalk pastel, and then used some white Posca to add in even more dots to it. But this book is so sweet and so fun, and just a simple little fun page is, it's just a, I don't know, I like this book a lot. I love her artwork. There are a lot of pages where it's very symmetrical, which sometimes bugs me, but other pages where there's not. Like this one's, yes, some of the elements are similar, but they're not exactly the same. So yeah. So yeah, so there is that one from Words of Love to Color. Let's see, what else did I do? So this one is from Fairy and Fantasy 2 by Christine Karen. This one was started on my Inktense video as well, and I just went ahead and finished it up. So this is all Inktense on this cute little polar bear. I decided to try all Inktense on this page. You can see it's very, very buckly, and it really started happening once I started doing the background bit. I don't know if I just added too much water or what, but they blended really well. It's just, it does crinkle the page up quite a bit. And like I said, I could probably fix it if I wanted to, like, get out the iron and put it, you know, I think you can like do iron and wax paper or something and iron it out, but I'm too lazy for that. So I just have crinkly paper. But yeah, he turned out really cute, I think. But yeah, that's just all Inktense. But I like it. I don't know that I'll use Inktense in here again, but I was very surprised with how well it did end up working on this paper. So yeah, there's my cute little polar bear. Yep, so that one is that one. Let's see, I've got a couple in A Million Sloths that I did. I just like was randomly picking up books at one point and just doing whatever. So I did a couple of pages right next to each other. I did post this one on Instagram. I also did this page next to it, but these were both done with Inktense. So I did this one all with Inktense and then added in some hearts with a pink Posca and then a little bit of gold sparkly gel pen like on the flowers and the sloths. And then this one, I did a little bit of extra stuff. So I do have quite a bit of stickles on here. I did use Inktense for all of the background. I did find a beautiful image on, it was either Pinterest or Google, I can't remember, that had this, like, it was a mural and it had this sun with this kind of color palette in the rays, and I thought it was so pretty, and I was like, I'm just going to use that. And then I used that whole color palette for everything else. So the trees still have all, you know, all of the pinks and oranges and yellows, and then these little white flowers kind of dotted around. And then I used Prismacolor for the little sloths. There's a little closer up of the sloths. They're so cute. But I just thought this was a cool page. I really liked it a lot. Glad to have a couple more done in this book. This is not one that I've colored in very much at all. I think I have a whip. I had before this page, I had this one done. This one's not done. This is just a whip. It's just got a marker base. And then I also had another one that I'd started with pencils. So I didn't really have any finished pages in this, and now I have two. And this one took like no time at all. But I was really happy to be able to work because my hand was giving me such a problem this month. And I was using, since I used all Inktense on here, it's a lot less stress on my hand and my wrist. So that was the reason that I was just like, I need to pick something up and try to just use some Inktense or watercolor or something, because I really wanted to color, and my hand was not cooperating. But I was able to get both of these done, so I like, those are really fun, just super fun pages. And I really love these sunbeams. I just think that's so fun. So yeah, okay, there are my pages in A Million Sloths. I have two more, we're almost done. Next, in Nice Little Town, Valentine's Day. I love this book. This is one of my favorites, and I was happy to get this page done this month. I just decided, I had the trees like all of the greenery and the tree itself had a marker base done. Yeah. And then I went through and I was just like, well, there's already so much other green. I'm just going to make this little garlandy thing pink. And then I did do like a short little Instagram reel of how I colored that. So you can check that out on Instagram. But then I was like, okay, well, I really like that pink. So I'm just going to have that pink throughout the rest of the page. So I have literally that pink combo in different ways everywhere else. So everywhere else that you see pink is just a couple of Prismacolor pencils. And it was so easy to get this page done once I decided on that. So I did use an alcohol marker for a base for some of the things, and then went through with a couple, like I said, a couple of Prismacolors and did that. Really did a little bit of, I was trying to figure out how to do the balloons because I'm not the best at coloring those, but I like the way that they ended up turning out. I think she is so pretty, this little mouse. I like the brown color on her. I think that turned out really cute. Then I added in like little hearts on the windows here, and then in the tree I've got a bunch of tiny little hearts. I drew all those in with some Posca. Have a little bit of stickles on these balloons and like the centers of the flowers. Just kind of randomly spaced throughout, a little bit on these, whatever fruit that is, some on some of the dangly bits. Then I also have a gold metallic pen there too. But yeah, I just thought that was so fun. It's such a fun page, such a fun book. It always makes me smile. So yeah, there's another one done in Nice Little Town, Valentine's Day. That's by Tatiana Bogomistolova. Love it, love it, love it. All right, and then last but not least, I did this page, which I will take it off the clipboard. This page. So this is a PDF from Yana Prosperina. This is called Sweethearts, and I did get it on her Etsy shop. I used a bunch of different mediums for this one. So I did use a little bit of alcohol marker as a base for the majority of the characters. You can see there. I used polychromos to do the skin and the hair, and then Prismacolor on everything else. And then I did add some, I'm hoping you can see the sparkle and not just a glare. I used a holographic, what is that called? Extreme glitter, something or other. What is it called? Folk Art Extreme Glitter. So I used the holographic on her wings, and then on his wings I used the black Extreme Glitter. And then I used a silver Sparkle Pop pen on the little leaves on his outfit. I used the metallic bronze on the leaves on her dress here, and then didn't really like as they weren't glittery enough, so then I used some stickles, some bronze stickles to add that sparkle in. And then in the background I used some oil pastels, which I was really nervous about because I don't really use oil pastels, but they blended so nicely, and was able to get like this smoky soft look where it looks like the night is kind of creeping into the day, and they're like combining, and it was like a light elf and a dark elf. Oh, this is for a color along too. So Danielle, who is at Tavorna on Instagram, did a diverse couples color along this month, and so my diverse couple was a light elf and a dark elf, or light fae and dark fae. But yeah, I just thought it turned out really, really cool. I really like it a lot. So yeah, so those are all of my pages. I feel like I did a lot this month. And it was just me like randomly picking up things. Some of the things I had planned, some of the things I was just like, I need to color something, so I was just picking things up and coloring. But yeah, so let me know what your favorite one was. I don't know that I can pick a favorite. If you have a favorite, let me know. If you don't, that's okay too. This one is probably close to one of my favorites just because I really like the way that ended up coming together. I really like the Nice Little Town Valentine's Day one though. Love the backgrounds on the Furballs pages. I do like my rooster from 50 Farmers Miniatures too, that whole page. But yeah, if you have a favorite, I'd love to hear what you think, what you thought. But yeah, that is it for me today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you to all my buddies this month. It was really fun coloring with you. And yeah, just had a good coloring month. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for being here. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.